Jakarta air quality in Riaus, capital of Pekanbaru, worsened to a 4-year low on Sunday, September 22, after the haze intensified as a result of raging fires in the province, but especially in neighboring Jambi and South Sumatra provinces. The PM10 Pollutants Standards Index (PSI) in Pekanbaru surged at 10 a.m. to above 500, the highest since Indonesia's worst haze episode in 2015. The reading went back down in the afternoon to the 400-point level, which is in the low end of the hazardous range, for a few hours before shooting back up to above 500 at 6 p.m. Pekanbaru registered a record PSI of above 600 during the worst haze ever in 2015. Reaching a peak in October, the haze that year had its epicenter in central Kalimantan and was fueled by severe drought. It sent air pollution indices soaring to record levels across large parts of Kalimantan, Sumatra, Singapore and Malaysia. Indonesia has suffered haze episodes in most years since 1997 due to the fires mostly caused by farmers and companies clearing land using illegal slash-and-burn techniques to save costs. A number of morning flights to Pekanbaru's Sultan Syarif Qasim II International Airport were diverted or cancelled, Mr. Johannes Harry Douglas, spokesman for Government Air Traffic Control Agency AirNav, told the Straits Times. Flights resumed normal operations in the afternoon after visibility improved, although it still remained below the required 1,000 meters, the usual minimum visibility level for any plane to land. Several airlines, including Garuda Indonesia, Lion Air and Wings Air, opted to go ahead with flights at visibility of around 600 meters, Mus Safitri, a customer service officer at the airport, told the Straits Times. Riau schools will remain shut this week. Last Friday, firefighters battled raging fires at 2 locations in Pekanbaru, set just a few days after Indonesian President Joko Widodo visited the area to see for himself the fires that the authorities believe were started intentionally to clear land for plantation and other commercial purposes. One of the conflagrations being fought last Friday in the heart of Pekanbaru was in an area measuring some 15 hectares, roughly the size of 10 football fields, in Bukit Raya, near the airport. The Bukit Raya fire was started intentionally, said Mr. Burhan Gurning, head of the Pekanbaru firefighting department, describing how stones had been placed in some parts of the land, indicating a plan to sink foundations for buildings. Another fire, covering about 5 hectares, was in Payung Sakaki in North Pekanbaru. Both fires were near residential areas, unlike the others, which are burning mostly in remote forests. Riau, in the central part of Sumatra, is seeing the peak of its dry season. Rain could fall only by the middle of next month, according to weather forecasters. Meanwhile, several flights between Ipoh in Malaysia and Singapore were cancelled on Sunday morning because of poor visibility, Bernama news agency reported. 6 of 14 scheduled flights at Ipoh's Sultan Azlin Shah Airport had to be cancelled. Airport manager Mod Ali Osman said they included flight by AirAsia flying between Ipoh, Johor Bahru and Singapore. Scoot, Singapore's budget carrier, also had to cancel flights between Singapore and Ipoh. The cancellations affected 747 passengers. Malaysia has been struggling to deal with the haze over the past weeks that it says is a result of fires in Indonesia. On Sunday, all the monitoring stations in Perak showed the air quality was unhealthy, said Bernama. As at 8 a.m., 38 areas in the country had unhealthy air pollution index (API) readings, compared to 18 last Saturday, Bernama reported. These locations were in Johor, Kedah, Malacca, Pahang and Terengganu. In Kuala Lumpur, the API readings in Riaus and Batu Muda remained in the unhealthy category at 153 and 173, respectively, Bernama said, while Putrajaya recorded an API reading of 138. In Sarawak, the air quality in Sriaman hit the very unhealthy range at 12 p.m., with a reading of 202. The Star also reported that 57 schools in Kuala Langat and Klang districts will be closed on Monday after API readings went over the 200 mark. Some 68,000 students will be affected, said a Selangor Education Department. In a separate statement, the Education Ministry said that all the 296 schools that were closed last Thursday and Friday in Kuala Lumpur will operate as usual on Monday after API readings in those areas showed improvements. Related stories. Let's block ads. Why?